Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about a Thunderhammer Bulwark build for patch 11.0 of Space Marine 2. Now, the block Thunderhammer is the best Thunderhammer in the game currently, in my opinion, mainly because the Adrenaline Surge charges not only up your damage tremendously, but also give you enormous stagger, which really helps out the Aftershock attack, because Aftershock on its own does like to get interrupted quite a bit, and having that huge stagger on it as well will just help you out tremendously. Now, for the perk tree on this, I do take Perpetual Strength first, melee damage increases by 5%, moving here into the perk Fast Preparation. Aftershock preparation time is reduced by 30%. This perk in particular is incredible. I think you're kind of trolling yourself if you don't take this, because the perk up here, Calm Before the Storm, only gives you a 10% reduction in range damage during an Aftershock. And guess what's better than having range damage reduction is actually getting your Aftershock to hit the enemy faster, because without this perk, your charge time is just god-awful. So I definitely would pick this up. And to be honest, I think this perk should probably be built into the base weapon, because it just feels awful without this perk anyways. So next perk here is Perpetual Strength, and Perpetual Strength again for a 10% melee damage increase, and I grab the classic combo, Shattering Impact and Seismic Chain. Now, Seismic Chain will give you a double ground slam, which is really nice, and this will up the AoE radius of that. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is that the balanced the balanced Thunderhammer will have a huge damage buff in patch 12, and this perk will actually be even better on that version, because this one has 7+ speed, or just 7 speed here, and the block variant only has 3. But even on this variant, this is still an amazing combo, so definitely pick it up. And next perk here is Perpetual Strength again, moving down here into the perk After Aftershock. After hitting an enemy with the Aftershock, you will deal 10% more melee damage for 10 seconds. This perk is actually kind of interesting, because the way that Aftershock works in Space Marine 2 is that the Thunderhammer's initial swing on the Aftershock will trigger after Aftershock, and the additional ground slams from perks like this will come down, and you get the damage bonus from this one anyways on both of those. So a really powerful option, and hopefully that makes sense. Next perk here is Kill Streak for some no knockback, moving here into the perk Aftershock Improved. Aftershock gains an additional smash. This perk is incredible. It ups the DPS of your Thunderhammer tremendously, especially since they buffed up the whole radius of this weapon in general a while back, and this perk got pretty much scaled up because of that. A really powerful option. Pretty much always grab this one in my opinion. Patience Rewarded is not god-awful, but this one has no stipulation, so really great. Next perk here is Minority Slayer, and the final perk is Majora Slayer, and that's pretty much all there is for the Thunderhammer build. Now, for the secondary weapon here, I did take the standard Relic Tier Ammo Reserve option on the Heavy Bolt Pistol. This one is pretty damn strong. I will say, if you want to take the Rogue Heavy Bolt Pistol, you definitely could. This one's perk effect, and No Help Is Coming, is very strong for stopping reinforcement calls and saving you some ammunition, but on this build, I just want full ammo economy, so for the most part, it's the best option. First perk here is Divine Might, down here to Perpetual Penetration, then I pick up Increased Capacity, Extended Magazine, and the perk Death Strike. After killing a Majora Slayer or higher enemy in melee combat, you will deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. Now this perk will trigger on a melee finisher, not just a melee kill, so keep that in mind. And next perk here is Raid Might up into the perk Discipline, then I pick up Strong Finish, Headhunter, Gunstrike Reload, and of course Tactical Precision. Headshots deal 20% more damage, and non-headshot damage decreases by 10%. It is kind of dumb, this perk is just the best option on pretty much every bolt weapon ever at the moment, but for now, that's just the way the game is, and this perk is overall worth taking on every single option. That's pretty much all there is for the weapon builds. Now, for the perk tree, the big, meat and potatoes and such, this whole build. I do start off with, what's that? Intimidating Aura once again. A perfect time parry deals area effect damage with a 5-meter radius. The cooldown is 5 seconds. This perk is cracked, and this perk is extra cracked on a block weapon, because a lot of the time when you're using a Thunderhammer, especially the block Thunderhammer, you are simply forced to just deal with things like Lictor parries and stuff like that, and being able to deal free damage when you can't charge up your weapon is super damn useful in this game, so I really do think this is the best option in general anyways, but especially on a block hammer. The next perk here is Scramble Targeting. If you are surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you will take 25% less damage from range attacks. This perk is really damn good in this game, mainly because it scales up with difficulty. You are more likely to be surrounded in the higher difficulties of Space Marine 2 anyways. That's also the difficulty where you would actually want the range damage reduction here in the first place. Next perk here is Seal Within. When your health is less than 50%, you will take 30% less health damage. This perk is incredible, especially on a block weapon build where armor reinforcement is just coming to play less because you don't have a parry weapon, and on top of that, the damage reduction here is just better in general in my opinion, because you already get armor restore off of focus restoration on this build, and really any top tier Bulwark build, so really this perk just overperforming. And also a 30% increased base HP on top of a 30% health damage reduction is a ton of value. Next perk here is Focus Restoration. Every 30 seconds, all team members automatically restore 1 armor segment. This perk is incredible. It grants you so much free damage reduction because any amount of armor remaining in Space Marine 2 will reduce all incoming melee damage to 0, even from bosses, so armor restored drip fed to you like this is just incredible. The next perk here is Purity of Purpose. The banner deals damage over time to enemies with its area of effect. This perk is just a free shock grenade around your banner, much better than perk options like Rapid Regeneration, especially Focus Strength, because this one actually puts out almost enough damage to 100 to 0 a Tyranid Warrior when you have this perk here as well. And even without this perk, even if you're just taking like the healing options with Invigorating Icon, it is an incredible perk, so just pick this one up as well. The next perk here is Invigorating Icon. When the banner is activated, all team members regain maximum contested health, but it recharges 50% slower. This perk is just a free full HP heal for your entire team if you set it up properly. Incredible option, by far the best in this whole column, as I like OP builds like Concussive Force for like Shield Bash. And for the most part, this is just the best option for like 99% of players. Though I will say, I do prefer this perk because it's just more fun. Now, the next perk we just take to enable no knockback after a hammer pommel smash. Now, this is just a nice perk to have because we do pick up the signature perk, Defensive Mastery. A perfect time parry or block will instantly incapacitate a Majora's or Tremors level enemy. The cooldown is 90 seconds. This one is just a redundant effect with the Intimidating Aura perk. You'll one-shot Extremis and deal more damage to other enemies. The only negative perk interaction here is that this perk, combined with this perk, will just one-shot the guy you block sometimes and give you no execute, so that does kind of suck. But besides that, this perk is pretty goated because removing Extremis immediately from a boss fight just saves your team a ton of headaches. So a great option, though I will say Armored Advance might be easier for some players because this one is far more automated than this one. Now, for the prestige perks here, you could take Auxiliary Reload first if you really wanted to, but this one only gives you back 1 magazine, which is not too bad, but on the heavy bolt pistol, you only get like, 14 to 18 shots depending on the perks you take on this thing, which isn't terrible, but it's not amazing. Definitely better on the plasma pistol, so I do skip over it today. Next perk I take instead is Resilience. Medicates seems to restore 40% more HP. Moving here to the perk Overcharge. Held and charged attack damage increases by 20%. This is one of the best melee perks in the entire game. This is a 20% multiplicative damage increase to held and charged attack damage, which is on pretty much every melee weapon in the entire game, so just take this one. The next perk here is Powerful Shot. Range damage increases by 20%. Then I skip over Masterful Defense because we don't get anything out of this perk on a Thunderhammer build because we have no shield, and instead take the perk Standard Bearer. When Chapter Banner activates, you become invulnerable to damage for 2 seconds. Now, this perk is good for multiple reasons on this build. Number one, invulnerability with Invigorating Icon makes it so you just get your HP back pretty much no matter what, on top of the fact that when you are invulnerable in Space Marine 2, it is the ultimate form of no knockback. Nothing can actually stagger you for these 2 seconds, so really easy to get all your HP back from this perk, on top of the fact you'll be able to use the Aftershock on your Thunderhammer very easily if you're trying to be aggressive, so a really good perk overall. But that is pretty much all I have to say in this one, guys. The Block Hammer is still the best hammer in the game, though I will say in patch 12, the Balance Hammer, keep an eye out for this one. It's going to be pretty damn powerful as well. Maybe not as strong as the Block Hammer, but still a good option. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And if you want to catch me live to hang out or ask me questions about the game, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description alongside a link to my community Discord. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye.
Reload. This rebel talents no more. Inserting rounds.
We all agree the Neurothrope's like the worst Tyranid boss behind nothing. It's just the worst Tyranid boss. What's the worst Tyranid boss than Neurothrope in terms of fun? I mean, maybe if you're like a big fan of the movie Wanted, you love this, but
Soil no longer travels at the rapid
an area denial boss, which is in theory not the worst, but like anything that just interrupts you with CC is not usually disliked in games. Not always justified, but CC. Power control effects are usually hated in video games because players don't like having their control ripped from them. Even though I do think overall they're pretty good in video games, but... Oh, we got 2 and 3.
That swarm of Xenos has devoured their last.
I don't enjoy the Trigon just because how much it burrows away. That is annoying with the Trigon. The only thing I don't like about the Trigon is you do more damage to that boss in a lot of cases if it's actually on you and decides to let you parry him than you do otherwise. I think the Hive Tyrant's just like the perfect boss in Space Marine 2 in that, like, yeah, it has the same wave effect as the Neurothrope, but unlike the Neurothrope, he only does 3, and then he immediately goes back to melee combat. He has ranged attacks in case you're a pussy, but none of them feel unfair or like too disruptive. And he'll also hunt down like your pussy sniper that's hiding in the back. The Helldrake is by far the worst boss in the entire game though. Not even close. The Neurothrope's a boss where like it's not really hard, and if you have the proper setup, like a bolt sniper or a bolt rifle, you just kind of cook them. How much you can do. But if you don't, you're there for like 5 minutes. Or, you know, 2 minutes, whatever it may be. It feels like 5 minutes. It feels like 5 years, actually. I thought it was a Hierophant Biotitan. That one's still a better boss fight, the Helldrake. Because the Helldrake can be immediately screwed over by somebody licking windows in your lobby. That's a tragic event when that happens. But if somebody, like, can't connect symbols to pictures, you're cooked. I think Chaos is getting an Exalted Sorcerer for a new Terminus. Man, I can't wait to get shot by more skulls. Might be bigger this time. Been keeping my eye on this game since it launched. I know a little bit about the Warhammer lore. I do love playing action games such as this. Is this game worth buying for someone like me? I mean, if you like Warhammer and action games, just buy it. If you like Warhammer at all, especially Astartes for obvious reasons, buy this game. What are you doing, brother? Don't just buy it, buy all the season passes. It's also probably about to go on sale in like a couple weeks though. I will say that. It was on sale last month. But there's about to be a big update, and I imagine they're going to drop a Steam sale for it. Or a PlayStation sale. They don't like taking damage from that. And it's on Game Pass now too. True. So if you have PC or Xbox, and you just want to buy Game Pass, you can play there too. First tour salesman, that's true, they haven't paid me. This is just pure glaze. Saber glaze. A Saber if you're watching. Anytime. I know I said you guys couldn't play Absolute, but that was a joke. We're just joshing around. Listen, we have a meeting about the range, fam, okay? Hey, this is just fucking rude.
Our banner awaits unfurled. That silence too near.
No, I like how the moment this game becomes all Devourers fam in your melee class, it's like you can just feel the fun and get sucked out of the room. Like, wait a second, all I can do now is just shoot my gun, wait for them to attack me.
We are closing in on the waste reclamation center now.
Good. The hive ships are moving into range of the capillary
Oh,
towers.
no, relic. Wow, that's lucky.
We are
They don't
in
need it.
Kitaku's final hours.
Too bad those all came after the boss, huh?
This place is perfect for an ambush. Watch for any signs of tombs.
It's not Saber's game, though. It's Focus's. Saber's is a hired workforce. Yes, that is what a publisher and a game developer are, after all.
Get us this way. Our adversaries deny them any advantage.
Dang. Game knows when you are melee. I mean, it also just does that to you. It's a dick. Swear to God. Saber's like up the Chaos Spawn of what it used to be. Real and true. I don't know why people were crying about Chaos Spawn. It's like, of course people were dying to them endlessly in the first week because they just came out and we wouldn't fight them yet.
There is no stable ground. Crush the ravenous beast. We have to awaken the other consorts before we venture into the fortress. Seat back, ready to deploy. Fresh magazine. Filthy fiends borrowed from the last house. Tyranny firewall. Watch the small lines. We have to awaken the other consorts before we venture into the fortress.
I like how the little Hormigaunt looks up. Like Willem Dafoe in that scene. The hive mind has like a direct video feed to the Hormigaunt's eyes. It just sees it look up at the thunder hammer dropping down. Funny shit. Where are we going? Do I have a Discord for my followers? Yes. Should be a link in the description.
To awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress.
Hey, first tour. I love the info you give in the vids, but can you explain some of the builds with gameplay examples? That'd be super helpful as to why you chose certain person weapon perks, etc. Brother. Pull up literally like which build guides have you watched that I did not post gameplay in? There's like maybe like 10 on this entire channel. Hold on. Like what the fuck are we like, dude? Okay. They literally like 90. Why do you think the videos are 40 minutes? Because I'm definitely not talking for 40 minutes. Okay. Hold on. I understand. Maybe if you came from one of the there are a few that aren't. So that could be a case. Ten out of 10 rage
We
bait.
need to find and remove this material so we can use it.
Oh my god. Why did I deserve that? Oh my dude. This is just rude. I just wanted my cool aftershock and instead I just got bonked.
These alien vines suffocate the generators. Let us rectify this. These did not move alone. There must be spores.
It's a not it's a YouTube frog that ain't rage bait. I don't think it's rage bait. I think like like on the note to genuinely answer your question. I would say 99% of the build guides on this channel have gameplay attached to them. Including the one you're watching right now. Will probably be a video at some point.
Behold, the supremacy of Ultra. Reload. Give us the weight.
In fact, I'd say more gameplay exists on this channel than actual build guides because the only reason the build guides exist in the first place is because people asked me to explain why I picked the books.
These growths shall detain us no longer.
Foreign biological matter no longer detected. System access.
Does Bonds of Brotherhood help with the weekly a bit? Not really at all, no. I mean, you're just gonna come back at full HP, which is trash HP. Because, like, it just chunks your HP down anyways, until you're,
Awakening has begun. Ministerial authority accepted.
Hey, FTG, first time chatter here. Why do you use block weapons? Why do they glow? He's memeing. I know you've been here since the beginning, Estonian.
Load up.
Seen the vids, but for a new player, it's all a bit overwhelming, so getting an overhead strike is done. How? I'll be making individual weapon guides. That's something I haven't gotten around to yet, because they do take a while, but there will be individual class guides and individual weapon guides on here as well.
We activated the consoles. We must open the door. Captain Akaran, we are entering the fortress now. The weapon system is next.
Good. Head up to the cannons and remind the Xenos of whom they dare
Keep
to
the
attack.
guards and Wojaks up in the video thumbnails. Alright, the Bugs Bunny ones are funnier to me, so I'm gonna try to put in as many Looney Tunes characters as I possibly can. Among other things. Alright, I see the way world works. It was in that moment I found out that life is cruel. Just kidding. Cleaning Wars OP. Just kidding, dude. The fuck was I talking about? That's right. I remember. The Na'vi deserve it in Avatar. They have it coming.
Waste nothing, brothers.
I can't wait to see if Mr. E is springing after this and then race him for 0 thanks.
We crush the ravenous
Are there any block heroic weapons? No. No, there are not. Not yet. I honestly think it's because they know people cry. It's so over, it's so back in real time. This is always real time. Even the recordings are in real time. 24 frames. Like Naobito's technique, like Naoya's technique. Naoya? The professional hater.
ammunition here.
30 FPS, 1440p.
Pyramids dispatched and dismantled.
Bang. No, he's wanted. He's gonna James McAvoy. Oh shit. I can cut that one. Whatever, dude. I don't mind if 100% of my range damage is blocked by a sword warrior. I need it anyways. Oh yeah, bang. Hive Mind heard you talking shit about his floating brain buddies. Well, you know what? I always hated Kudaku. There we got this guy. On.
Fresh magazine.
Huh, you idiot. Should've shot 4 balls.
Throwing stun.
I think 3 balls will save you.
Failed at home.
Oh. It's okay. Did I put down a gigantic thing that almost got me killed and let me do my stuff? Or that may have happened. That's also I can shoot him in the face. Ow.
That silence too.
What does clean potential do? I have a whole video on that. If you look at the defense type, it will also be in the new player guide that I'm putting out at some point. I would have put the entire, all the weapon guides I was going to make into that, but I just don't have time right now, so I would otherwise.
Crush the ravenous brood. Done. Ready to deploy.
Okay. Whatever, I'm just,
Waste nothing,
Rob's just gonna
brothers.
insta-kill him with defensive mastery.
That lift will take us directly to the Tyranids and to the cannons.
The Tyranids seem to know you're close. They are amassing at the fortress.
I saw somebody comment that I've done irreparable damage. Hold on. Osborne, you say, John Caliban, capital slays Tyranid hordes. Not hordes, hordes. I saw a comment the other day that said, FTG has done irreparable damage to all true solo title conventions on YouTube, and like, that may be true. But in my defense,
Ammunition here.
okay. I got it from Takivo. Because I was like, dominate, because he made a video when the game came out, like, dominates the Tyranid horde. And I was like, I could dominate the Tyranid horde. And it just got, like, I progressively started to run out of adjectives. And I started coming up with new ones. And like, it's been very funny to see other people come up with other ones too. You've done irreparable damage to the enemies of the Emperor. If only that were true.
You are near the last cannons. You will need to find the manual controls to operate them.
We have found the control consoles for the cannons, Captain. Skitter to the grave.
If you play solo bots, do you get the buff? No, you don't. On the weekly, no, you don't.
The cannons require synchronization with the servos.
This guy's spamming 6-7 in chat. Dude, like, imagine being this fucking stupid. Banned.
Stop. You will not eliminate these Xenos without using the cannons.
Defensive cannon. Targeting system not functional. Initializing secondary system. Communion established. All specs connected. Mobile targeting system.
The Tyranids cannot stand against our...
We suffer not the 6-7 in chat.
Keep clear of its foulness.
Zamba has a video called Tackheimer Build Destroys Hordes. I'm pretty sure they got that one from Mr. E, because he made an Ogrenheimer build in Darkside. I asked him about it. Or, I think that might actually be his most popular build. Pretty funny, the Ogrenheimer.
More attacks like that, and this abomination will fall. The Hierophant attacks! Defensive positions! Maintain the space between you and our enemy's assault!
Perish, perish.
The Tyranids cannot stand against our attacks for long.
Defense cannons defeated.
Brothers, it retaliates!
XEG in how to spot early signs of neurodegenerative brain disease. I mean, you can spot that in me. But yeah, also the 6'7" guy. I mean, imagine waking up and you're like, today I'm gonna spam 6'7" in chat. That'll be so funny. That'll be the least funny person ever. I think they should allow hard stratagems to be playable without bots. Oh, well, they will be next patch. Nothing worse than having to squad Unity modifier with randoms. I mean, solo's gonna suck ass for some of those, okay? A true solo. It is Iron Warriors fan behavior, is it not?
Engage the auxiliary generators and reawaken the cannons!
I cannot wait for the grab rework next patch.
Say goodbye to those foul.
Watch him go underground before he dies. Yep, there it is.
Rearm. Watch your footing! Brothers, it retaliates! The cannons are depleted. Refill them with energy from the generators.
Who said this was the worst boss mission in the game? You may have been onto something. The grab, the no CHP loss on grab, it can't come soon enough.
This generator is active. The Hierophant, we can fire the cannons!
Where shall I plant this flag?
Bonk. Termination is so close to being the best hero mission in the game, but then we get slapped in the face of this shit. Very epic.
Brothers, it retaliates! More attacks like that, and this abomination will mind your positions! The Tyranids cannot stand against our attacks.
We'll allow it.
More attacks like that, and this abomination, the
What do you think they should do to Chaos so they're fun to fight besides increasing Chaos spawn? I mean, well, here's a really generic answer, or a very generalized answer. Like, just add in more interesting extremists to them because they don't really have anything new in the game. Well, they haven't since launch. We've had Enlightened Zangors and Chaos Spawn. Chaos Spawn are great, but the extremists are no new extremists, no new terminus. They're getting one of those. And I'd say their issue is more so an issue with ranged enemies in the game in general, which is that ranged enemies don't have any proper counterplay to them. Like, you ask yourself, what do you as a player have an option to do if you're being meleeed? Okay, you can perfect block them, you can perfect dodge them, gun strike them, you can stagger them. What is your counterplay versus a ranged enemy? You dodge them, alright. What do you get for dodging them? No damage. What about like a gun strike? Nothing. You get that. There's just less going on with the range enemies in Space Marine 2. It's gotten better over time, like zone throw beams, you can perfect dodge now. That wasn't a thing at launch at all.
The Hierophant attacks! Defensive positions!
I understand people being mad that CHP drains during a grab, but the whole point of that was that you were supposed to rely on teammates to save you. Well, that makes more sense at the beginning of the game, because when the game came out, you also weren't fighting triple Biovores, triple Lictors, triple Raveners, melee Terminators that come in packs of 3. Triple Missile Terminators and such. They wouldn't come out at the same time. You know what I mean? And also the hordes are much smaller. It's also a mini game when you get grabbed that you don't really have an answer for. Like, it doesn't really give you anything for actually beating it unless you have a specialized controller that can actually. So you gotta grab fast enough. Dang. Alright.
Enemy's assault!
Take the shot on those damn
And that's a
towers and
wrap.
unleash divine retribution.
Alrighty.